Right. Just need to adjust one thing, and then we are here. Actually, audio settings. Whatever stuff can I add to this? Onboard mix cinematic. If we can do that. Tinnitus relief filter. Ooh. Subtitles now. Subwoofer. All that fun stuff. Here we are. Ignore the settings. Primetime Paddock here for the RFL British Grand Prix, and it is at the Silverstone circuit. Of course, where else would we have it? Hopefully, actually, in the future, Codemasters at a circuit like, I don't know, Donington Park to the F1 game as a classic circuit. In fact, I don't think there's anything that people want more than classic tracks. If you're just hopping into the chat, hello, welcome, good evening. We have a lot of exciting racing here tonight on International Paddock, and also later on, 8:30 Paddock Blue on Assetto Corsa Competizione, if you are a bit more enthusiastic about the Assetto Corsa GT racing. Maybe that's more your style, but this is RFL. This is the cinema experience that everyone deserves tonight. I don't know if I'm going to have anyone alongside me tonight. If we do, please welcome them very kindly, and hopefully they are going to make the stream more fun than it already is. Drivers are just arriving into the lobby now. We're waiting on a couple more to enter, and then we can get straight underway for this Grand Prix. It wouldn't be an RFL season without Silverstone, let's be honest. In the past, we've had some exciting races around here. Season 9 comes to mind. That was a fantastic race where we had all the drama, all the battles. That was on the F1 22 game. Now, let me talk you through that one. That was fantastic. We had myself in the sprint race. This was back when we had sprint races. So before each race, we'd do a qualifying, and then we'd have a 5-lap sprint before getting into the actual race. The 5-lap sprint deciding the grid for the main Grand Prix, but there was no qualifying. We had reverse championship grids for that sprint race. I was leading the championship. I was starting P17. I went and won the race. A 5-lap race, and I won it. For 17th, I got to the lead on lap 4. There was a lot of accidents on lap 1, but I was making moves on cars, getting 2 in one corner. It was such a great event. I ended up finishing the Grand Prix 3rd after an epic last lap battle with Mr. Vapid 74, who back then was driving for Mercedes, and it was the battle at the front between Aiden and Virtue Dan, Aston Martin versus Red Bull, that took them to the line. It was a race of strategy and drama and close battles, exciting racing, and we're hoping that tonight we provide just as much drama, excitement, fun, more than anything. Fun is the word. It's the word of the day. Fun, 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 fun. But for those of you who have missed the first few races of the season, let me talk you through the Monaco Grand Prix. It was a very entertaining Grand Prix. Lots of drama and epic battles again. Vapid Coot creating utter chaos on his older tyres, fighting for his life to stay in the lead, but ultimately James came through and went and won the event, closing in to the championship lead against Mr. SFR Finns, our Season 10 champion versus the Season 12 champion at the top of the standings, and it looks like that's just going to remain the way it is for the rest of this season. So we do have this entertaining title battle that I think is going to come right down to the final round, and this is a circuit that Finns likes. He's won the last 3 RFL races around the Silverstone circuits, and he'll obviously want to add another one to his record. Tom Gorian's not here tonight, I don't think. If he is, then we're running a bit late for the beginning of qualifying. It's all good fun. Hopefully we get Tom, but I don't know where he is. He's out tonight. And we're waiting on Jamie O'Connor as well. There's Vibbs. Vibbs is in. He's not had the best start to the championship. He's missed a few races and has retired from the two he's competed in. So he'll want to get some points on the board. P19 in the standings. Well, I'll say he's P19. He's technically... I don't know why. Pastelau is classed in as P18, but he left the session before the race even began. So we ran an entire race under AI mode. So, Vibbs, you're 18th in the championship, not 19th. But, sure. You know, if he wins, he can go up into P11. But we'll see. 15 points is the gap at the top between Vince and James. And that's a further 21 points down to Fapidcoot. Tom Gorian on 50 points. Angelo Lisimo, 47 points. Reclamped LCK Terrier, both on 46. Danny M7 arrived here 3 races ago at the Portuguese Grand Prix. He's had a good start to the season. 2 podiums on the book so far. 43 points. 8th place in the championship. I know he's going to move right up the order after today. Because he's a fast driver. He can get a good podium here as well. XRT inside, missed the race at Portugal. Got 2nd place in the opening round, but after that he's only finished as high as 7th. He's got 2 10th places as well. So he has the pace, he has the ability there to be up in that front pack. I've raced him. He's a very quick guy. However, the results aren't really good enough for him at the moment. Because let's go. P10, 33 points. That's not like Kozlezko. He got 4th in the championship last season. But he's got a 5th place under his belt at Monaco. Best finish of the season. But sorry, I've got a bit of a cold today, so this is a big moment for him. Jatin isn't here tonight, I don't think. He's joint on points with Cal. UCR Senna also not here, the other Williams driver. Currently 13th in the standings. Jamie O'Connor meant to be here tonight. Hopefully we get him in very soon. The Red Bull driver is 14th in the championship, 7 points. He got 8th place at Mexico City. Wasn't here for Brazil, Spain or Monaco, and he had a DNF at Portugal. So he's a fast one. He has the potential to be scoring high points. Golden Sniper making his 3rd start tonight. He has 2 points on the board after 2 12th place finishes. Let's hope he has a bit better speed tonight and can get up that championship ladder. At us go! Qualifying's underway now, and yeah, we'll see. Still waiting on Jamie, but he'll get in here eventually. Don't know if Tom's going to be back in time. He has a big X next to his name on the race confirmation page, and yeah, I mean, we'll see how this one goes. One driver we've not really talked about so far as we enter the qualifying is Angelo. Now, last night, Angelo was racing in the UCR Grand Prix of Azerbaijan at the Baku City Circuit. He won the race comfortably. He dominated, took the lead lap 29, held it for the last 22 laps, pulled out a lead towards the end up nearly 5 seconds. All of that in a Williams, which is one of the slower cars. He was racing up against a Mercedes, which is same engine, same everything. But it was a faster car he was racing against, and he won. Against the champion, no less, of the league. Let's hope his good form continues tonight, because we like watching Angelo when he's at his best. The first cars making their way onto the circuit now. XRT inside Golden Sniper, both on the track. Not the start of the season Aston Martin would have wanted. Aston Martin are in a difficult position. We had one driver signed up, hasn't raced, so they're down to just the one entry. XRT inside, as I say, hasn't got the results he wanted so far, and in the Constructors' Championship battle, they will need quite the run to make a bit of progress here. Same with Cyber. Cyber have not had a good start to the season at all. The 2 points they've scored from Golden Sniper, and a few more from Cal. Cal's back in the Visa Cash App RB tonight, so they'll want to get some points on the board. DT left after the Grand Prix of Monaco. I do believe it is just down. He wasn't happy with his personal performance, and he got angry at himself, and that kind of thing, I understand, causes a lack of motivation. And if he doesn't want to race, he doesn't want to race. Obviously, we prefer to have him on track, but if he doesn't want to... Oh, that's a poor start to the lap for inside. If he doesn't want to race, then that's up to him. We don't hold anything against drivers if they leave, or if they choose not to come back. And if he wants to come back, we'll welcome him in with open arms and enjoy his company. So Visa Cash App are having a difficult time this season. Jatin's a quick driver, but he's not been able to make a few of the races so far, and he hasn't been getting the potential out of his pace when he has been here. Let's look actually at the constructors' standings. So I keep forgetting to look at them. Ferrari lead by 18 points over Mercedes. Mercedes are a driver down tonight. Ferrari are not. So Ferrari have a big opportunity to increase that lead. 18 points over Mercedes. Then they have 25 points over Red Bull, which has basically just been SFR Finns scoring those points. McLaren P4, they have 2 quick drivers, but they haven't been up to their usual standards. Williams are making a little bit of progress. 5th place, 55 points. Alpine, 46. As I say, Aston Martin haven't been extracting the potential from their driver. 36 points. Racing Bulls, V-Carb, 26 points. Cyber 8 points, 6 scored by Cal, 2 scored by Golden Sniper, and Haas, 2 points. And hopefully Tim, 81, has a bit of pace and will help them get up the standings, as Golden Sniper crossed the line, but he didn't set a lap, because I assume he had an invalidation. LTK Terrier goes to the top of the timings, 126.8. That's nearly a second quicker than the Aston Martin. As we have Cal entering the final turns now. He has some good pace at the moment. And a 128.3 is okay. He can get a bit more time on the board than that. But looking at his sector times, looking at his times, he was quick. And he has the potential to move up. Lord James goes to the top. Just a few seconds after Danny did the same, because Lesgo's going to come around the final turn now. He's a few tenths up on what Cal was. He's going to go P4 here most likely. Yes, he does. 9 tenths, that's only 3.5 tenths off of his teammate Tarrier, who is a very quick driver. So that's a positive sign for him. So he's getting back into the groove of things. He got the top 5 at Monaco. So he'll want to improve that today, get a top 3 potentially. Paddock is a bit faster as well, and he's been doing quite a bit of practice here tonight. He understands the importance of this race, and that time, a 126.6, is very good, and it is going to push him up into P3 early on, which is nothing to be sniffed at. Vibs goes to P7 in that Alpine. When will Vibs stop settling for midfield? When will he push that little bit extra to move up? Angelo getting a toe off of his teammate. And that's not going to help him when he starts the lap, however. It's all up to him. He's got plenty of clean air in front of him as Finns is about to exit the pits. Or was that Cal entering? I can't make out the colours. Angelo gets his first lap underway as Tim crosses a line. Go P4. That is what we like to see. The Haas driver has a good bit of pace about him. And he's no doubt only going to improve. We love seeing new drivers coming into the league and getting straight in, hitting the ground running, getting the pace on the board. Angelo, quick, through the first sector. And we're going to watch that time, we're going to watch that delta down at the end of the second sector. You want it to be in the 103s. You want to get to the end of sector 2 with the time saying 1:03 or better if you want to have a chance at pole position. It's a 1:03.3. He is quick. Angelo is quick. Let's see if he can get into that top 5. Through the final chicane. Let's go on board with the Italian. Exiting the final turn nice and smooth on the throttle. He's going to set a 127.0. That's going to be P6. Just outside of the top 5. He has 2 attempts to make up if he wants to get past Tarrier. Tarrier is so quick. So, this is the Angelo we like to see. He's on it. He's focused. He's motivated. And this is where he really becomes a different beast. We're just about halfway through now, so all the drivers, apart from Finns, have got their first lap underway. And Danny on his outlap, he's second at the moment, but he knows he could extract a bit more pace out of that Williams. It's all settling down at the moment, and I love Haas, so I'm always going to root for the Haas drivers. Danny's going to start his lap now. I know a few of you are going to tune in just to watch Danny race, and hopefully he puts on a good show. Cal has put in the chat a couple of minutes ago. I didn't read this. If you've read it, good. If you haven't read it, don't look at it if you don't want spoilers for the race. But we do have an outside factor that's going to affect this. Let's just say it's not going to be typically sunny as it is now in the race. We're going to have some nice British weather. Let's see what Danny can do as he gets in through Magus and Beckett's now. I love that Williams livery. I love the creativity of the Duracell sponsor more than anything. That's a big improvement. That's a 102. That's now the new benchmark at the top. Oh, you need to be now in those 102s, as we've seen. Danny, 2/10 up. He'll need to find a little bit more time through this final chicane if he wants to go to the top. And he has, by 2/100ths of a second. Danny is P1, Danny M7. One of the fastest league racers. He's been around for quite a long time. This is his comeback and it is going absolutely brilliantly. Vapid is improving, 400ths up in the first sector. This is looking good for him. Yellow flag is sector 3. I think that's just Cal letting people through. Like the Haas and Tarrier. Oh, that's a spin. That's a spin. He's going to hold it and keep it possibly at a... No, he's facing the wrong way. You can't afford to do that when you're down at P5. He needs a big improvement. Big improvement. And now the Mercedes is on his tail. But Vapid himself isn't making a huge improvement on his lap. I believe, actually, he's going to go again for another run. I didn't look confident through Sector 3. I think a McLaren glitched in front of him as well, which isn't going to help. Lord James, 600ths up through the first sector. Using all the curb on the outside there. Through Stowe. No, that's not Stowe, that's Cops. Stowe's at the other end. Through Magus and Beckus and Chapel, and still improving by a little bit. 600ths up. The margins are close, and it is going to be a straight fight here for pole position of epic proportions through the final chicane. Use that inside curb on both corners, and he's had a slide at the exit. That's not going to help. He's not going to improve, surely. Yeah, he's lost 400ths of a second. So that mistake, very costly for Lord James. He now has one opportunity to get pole position here. Was that a small improvement from Tim? I don't know. I believe Tim is now on a flying lap. Seventh gear through. He's a bit wider through there than he would like. Trust me, you can lose a lot of time through that section. Widening it out. Keep the car in a nice balance through there. He's backed off this one. XRT inside on a flying lap, 2/10 up. He needs to get a bit more time than that if he wants to move up this order. It's the only driver out on track now who's on a flying lap apart from the Cyber. So these two are in the same rhythm. A 103.5 moment. He needs more time than that. Because I don't think that's even going to move him up position if he keeps at his current rate. Entering the final chicane. Not using all the track on the outside. He's a bit offline, off balance through those final 2 corners. And as I say, he's not going to improve his position. He's going to stay in P8 at the moment. Danny's out on track again. Tarrier's out because Lesgo's out. And Angelo, I think I said he's out. Cal's out. And this is where things get quite interesting. Golden Sniper down on his lap. He's 3.1 seconds off the pace. So I think it's going to be a similar story. Again, as I say, he's finished twice in 12th position. I don't think he wants to make that a 3rd time. And everyone now out on a lap. Angelo. And a good run so far. Wants to improve that. That's the Haas out. And now Lord James exiting the garage. 2 minutes to go. Right. We'll see here SFR Fins. He's not been out for the whole session. Now, if that's on purpose, if he's doing that on purpose, then that is just... It's the most disrespectful thing a driver can do, purposely not qualifying. It's one of those things I just hate. I hate when people do that. Yeah, he's not going to qualify, he's going to start P12. And I have a feeling he's done that on purpose. But I'm just a commentator, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to just put a rumour out there, but I'll let you all form your own opinion on that particular move. Because I don't think he's simply forgot to qualify or anything like that. But let's not worry about him. Let's worry about LTK Tarrier as he approaches Maggots and Beckett's. This is his last chance. He made a mistake through here in his last run. He had a spin, but he's got through it okay this time. That is a 102.8. He's a 10th up. So he still has a bit of time to find as he goes through. Stowe, get to the apex. Push on exit. Use all the outside that you can. Enter the braking zone. Slides through. Gets all up on that curb. And now just a big push to the line. He's going to set a 126.5 and move up into P3. Will that be good enough? Danny is slightly down on his best lap. He's going to cross the line. And he's not going to improve because Lesgo is going to be the next to cross the line. He improves, but he's going to remain in P7. That is where he's going to start this race. Angelo making a huge improvement, but he's made a mistake through that final sector somewhere, and he's going to be starting from P6. Cal's crossed the line. Next to cross the line is going to be Vibs through the final chicane. He's not going to improve his position. Vapincoot 74. What time has he got? He's nearly 2 tenths up. This is going to be good if he can get up into P3 and ahead of LCK Tarry on the grid. That would be good stuff for the Mercedes driver. He needs every single point he can. He's going to cross the line and go up to P3. Next is the turn of the Haas. Through the final chicane. Again, he's improving, but he has a stop at the rear. It's the most difficult corner on the circuit. He's not going to improve his position. Lord James is up though. He looks okay through the final chicanes, and he is on pole position for the British Grand Prix. That was fun. The Ferraris look quick. It's always, drivers said I was this amount off. I was on for P3, P2, whatever they were on for, but they lost it all in Sector 3. And as I say, that's the common theme. It's the most difficult chicane on the circuit, and every single time you go through there is going to be an adventure if you haven't nailed it down. And that's going to be the case once the tires and stuff start to wear down and when there's more fuel in the car. But the benefit of having cars ahead of you is that you now have that marker. You have that understanding more of getting it right, getting it smoothly through. That is your starting grid. You can see on the right hand side. And there are 5 different teams in the top 5. So it's an open race. It's an open race. Anyone can win this. But all the focus now turns to that opening lap. Can Lord James pull away, or will he make a poor start and drop positions? He's done that, I think, once this season already, where he's just had an awful getaway from the line and he's not been able to get the positions he wants. Now we'll see if SFR Fins will go through with his plans, because I don't know what's up. He's not been happy with a few of the comments made by some of us across the week, and so it's a wet start. I believe it's going to be dry. Finn says, sorry for eating breakfast. Oh yeah, he's in New Zealand. Yeah, but you don't feel any kind of need to qualify? No, wake up a few minutes earlier. Because I'm just simply an outside, I'm an outside view. And I know the context of the build up. So I have a right to make a reasonable guess, because drivers have done it in the past in different leagues, that you're deliberately deciding not to qualify to make a statement or whatever. Because people have done it before, people will do it again. But I'll take your word. I'll say, oh, you're having breakfast, but it's all good. You're all good with me now. All good. Won't mention it again. We have a few minutes to cool down before we begin. And this race has a lot of unknowns and a lot of things that can happen that can really affect the outcome, the result of this. Oh, look at all those sponsors. This is a kids game and they're advertising crypto. It's just some of the things I don't like about this game. On a level of, as I say, they're advertising crypto to children. They're then also advertising the drivers swearing over the radio and stuff. I know it's censored and bleeped, but no one at Codemasters thought, there's going to be 5-year-olds playing this, and they're going to be imitating the team radios. Because I think that's stuff what I did when I was a kid. You know, if a driver swore on the radio or whatnot, you know, I'd imitate it a wee bit. When I do like my wee pretend F1 races when I was like 7 or 8, and a driver would crash out, you know, and then I go, oh, beep, 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 I can't beep, 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 beep. Yeah, it's just there's a poor influence. It's just a thing I don't like about it. Drivers swearing and advertising crypto gambling to children. Because if you invest in cryptocurrency, investing by, definition is gambling because, yeah, I mean, I know people can say, oh, investing the right thing, investing whatever. But you know what? We'll just ignore all that for now. Every driver, starting on the intermediate tire. Lord James, starting from pole, wants to close in on that championship lead, which is currently being held by SFR Finn's Danny M7. Strong start to his season after missing the first 2 rounds. He is improving and improving up the ladder every week. Vapenkoot 74, starting from 3rd. Will it be another strong result for the Mercedes driver? His consistency in this league and the amount of podiums he's gotten, once he had another one to his resume. LTK Terrier, last time I seen him race around Silverstone in these conditions, he spun and crashed out. Tim making his debut tonight, the Haas driver, has made a good choice. Welcome to the league, my friends. Hope you have an amazing race. Angelo recently won at Baku last night. He's won races around here before. In the opening season of Papa Champs, he won the British Grand Prix. So this is an opportunity for him. Because let's go. Let's see. 7th on the grid. Right in that mid-pack. It's a big chance for him to get some good points on the board for McLaren and help them push forward in their constructors battle. XRT inside didn't have the pace in qualifying, but all about race pace and all about adaptability, which is what a wet race is. Vibs, P9 on the grid. This is a chance again for him. Alpine need to get some points with Verklempt away this week. It's Cal. Golden Sniper wants to get a result here and get more than 1 point, and SFR Finns needs to make a big charge through the field to win this Grand Prix. And now, with the lights on ahead of the drivers, we're watching Lord James, Danny and Vapenkoot as the British Grand Prix gets underway. It's a good start there from LCK Terrier. You can see off the line, already ahead of Vapenkoot. The others come through just okay. A few of them side by side through turn 1. It looks like Golden Sniper running a little bit wide through turn 1. SFR Finn's up 2 places. Vibs has made a place, and Tim has made a bad start to this Grand Prix. Down in P10 now, as he drops down behind SFR Finn's. Lord James has a half a second advantage at the front, so it's went as well as he could have asked for. Here we go through sector 2. Finn's now making another move, this time on Because let's go down the inside off the McLaren driver, and he is up into P8. His next challenge is to pass Vibs. And he's all the way off the road. That's surely going to be a track limits warning. I know it's on the straight, but that's bizarre. XRT inside at two places. It's Finn's nearly spinning it around in the background. You can see there all over the show. Trying to get past Vibs for 7th position. He's just going to lose more and more time to this front pack as it is close at the front of the field. You can see there is LTK Terrier. He's getting a bit close to Danny M7, and the place has been made by SFR Fins. Tim now down in last place. Has he got damage, I wonder? Ooh, this is big stuff for this Grand Prix, and the Haas driver has had a disastrous start to his RFL career. But it's only lap 2. You can do... Anything can happen, as I say, and it usually does happen. Lord James has a 1.2 second advantage over Danny M7. So he's looking very comfortable at the front. This is a chance now for Terrier to potentially make a move. No, he's not close enough, but this is part of the circuit where drivers will take all sorts of different lines. And on the exit, Danny M7 has got a lot of work to do. They're all sliding through this tricky part of the circuit. Angelo 1.7 seconds behind this lot. He's in P5 under pressure from the Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin, I'd argue, is under a bit more pressure from SFR Fins. No DRS in these conditions, so he will just have to work entirely with his battery. Inside goes to the inside of Angelo. And Angelo has a little bit of a slide midway through the corner, and now that's going to open up the opportunity for inside to go on the outside here, and now back to the inside to try and pass Angelo. He's not made that work. Good defense from the Ferrari. His teammate setting another fastest lap, and SFR Fins could get this position. That's a wide moment for XRT inside. He thought a gap was opening against Angelo when it's not quite been that way. So he's now going to be side by side with Finn, sliding all over the road. Fins has made contact with the Aston Martin. It looked like it was simply just a slide from the Aston Martin, and Fins being the unfortunate victim in that battle. Inside trend, the outside of Angelo. Angelo struggling for pace in these tricky conditions. He's now 4.2 seconds off Paddock. What's going on with Angelo today? He is so slow through this circuit, and that's side by side, and ahead goes Fins. What's going on? Has Angelo done something to his car? Has he got damage, or I don't know what's happening if his game's paused? Let's see what kind of... Yeah, it doesn't look like as contact there further behind. More contact inside, nearly spinning out. He's lost position to Vibs. Getting their elbows out and more. That's SFR Fins. Down the inside, contact. Big contact. Fins has lost his entire front wing. That's a safety car. What on earth happens there? It looked like Angelo tried aggressively defending the inside. I have a feeling that's probably Angelo's fault, that. Yikes, that's not what we want. That's not what we want to see. That's a safety car. And the first stoppage to the Grand Prix. Vibbs is the big winner of all that. He's up at a P5 now, so he can now get that 6.5 second lead down to not. And James, that advantage at the front he built in the first 3 laps is gone. Let's see what the drivers have to say about that one after the race or during the race, in the Discord chat. There is a message that's popped up, I assume. What happened? Oh, yeah. Angelo says, lag. Well, lag, because I don't see how an incident can happen there. The handbags are out. He claims, Finn says, I was moving in a straight line and you kept moving across. I don't have to drive along the wall. Well, he's allowed to squeeze you towards that wall. In all fairness. He trusts you. If I did have to put blame on anyone there, it would be Angelo. But, as I say, we'll have to take a second look at it. We'll have to take a second opinion. We'll have to have stewards look at it and make their choice on it. But it did look like Finn's was on the inside. Tried to make the move. As I said, you're allowed to squeeze someone towards the inside the circuits and narrow their line towards turn 1. But I think Angelo slightly overstepped the mark, made contact, and then that caused the incident. It's a nice time for a reset. Vapid Coot 74 leads the way. Golden Sniper up to 4th, Cal up to 3rd. Let's see what tires everyone's pitted for, because Lesgo pitted for the Hearts. He did a similar thing last season during the Miami Grand Prix, where he pitted for a set of dry compound tires well before anyone else did. He got a podium that day from that strategy call. So those who have put in P5 to P12. Position changes, as I say, that's going to be all over the place because of the different strategies at play. I think we have a funnel restart. Oh no, don't do that. Sniper has just driven directly into the back of Cal 17 F1. But, right, here's what I don't get. Why have they actually pitted, though? Why have they entered the pits? Why have they changed tires? You know, it's it's an odd one. I don't know why they've pitted in. Unless you're making the pit stop for the hards, like, cause let's go. I don't see the reason. You're just giving up position to the likes of Vapid, who you're in that battle with, and who has the pace in his car to pull away. And you have these guys here in the pack there who were dropping behind, and now Golden Sniper, who keeps driving into the back of the AlphaTauri, who's got that wing damage. So that's just going to cost you time trying to get past that. It's going to cost you tire life. It's going to cost you battery. It's going to cost you everything. All I'm saying is, put me in their position, I stay out. And I'm coming to the pits. Because apparently it's meant to get dry towards the end. A wet start is all that was given to me in terms of information by Cal, but we'll see. Finn says that the new inters are overpowered. Plus, it's still raining for at least 10 laps. New inters being overpowered, we'll see how that one plays out. I would have stayed out personally, track position, especially with these guys taking a risk. No way they're all going to get past in the next couple of laps. But exiting the final turn, will Golden Sniper drive into the pit lane? No, he's going to stay out for now with the damage, and Vapid's going to get us underway, and that is a fantastic restart for the Mercedes driver. We're back under green flag racing. Lord James already past Golden Sniper. Danny already past Golden Sniper. Tarrier already past Golden Sniper as they go through turn 1. Because Let's Go has dropped down to last. His tyres are not working in these conditions at all. Now I know it still says safety car at the opposite end of the screen, but that is not the case. It will only be safety car right when you see it at the bottom right when the track is lit up in yellow. Cal now under pressure from Lord James on the exit of that turn. James is going to go up his inside. Danny next to potentially have a look here. Running very wide is Cal, and now he's going to squeeze the Williams through this part of the track, and he's not going to be able to hold on to P5 or sorry, P4 or P5. That's Tarrier ahead now, so pushing down to Stowe Corner. Lord James is now going to try and pass Vibs, but as I said, through this part and through that strategy, they've now lost nearly 3 seconds to Vapid Coot. Because these guys that are trying to pass, who aren't as quick, you know, they're faster than Vapid, but they're nowhere near him on track. That's a bit of an aggressive defense by the looks of things from Vibs. Lord James is going to go down the insides, and that's going to be off the circuit for Vibs. He's going to keep his nose in. He's going to make the apex. I thought he was going to overshoot that and make contact, but he hasn't. That's good driving. That's not good driving. That's contact. There's 3 or 4 cars involved in that one. That's front wings flying everywhere. And LTK Tarrier is now missing half of his front wing. He's going to dive up the inside. This is absolute carnage. And they're going to make more contact with Vibs through Luffield now. This is the one we have to keep an eye on. That's a very aggressive defense, as I said, and it's all gone wrong. And I was saying good driving, but it's not very good driving though, is it? Because that has caused an incident with multiple cars, and I believe that's going to be a penalty for the Alpine driver. They're going to go 3 wide through here. XRT inside's a big winner in all of this. He's going to move ahead of Danny M7, and he's no doubt going to move ahead of LTK Tarrier now with that damage to the McLaren's front wing. SFR Fins is also going to make a few places here. He's going to get ahead. Angelo, 3.9 seconds, 4 seconds off. What is going on with Angelo today? I genuinely don't know what's happened to that Ferrari. I can only assume it's that. Is that Tarrier nearly crashing in the pit lane? I thought he slid out of control. Someone who has slid out of control is Tim. And that's around again. Vibs. Now having a bit of trouble with the stewards down to P6. Vince and Danny have just about got through all of that. I don't think Danny has damage. He's going to go up the inside of inside. Not going to get alongside through there, but he's going to get alongside on the exit. And holding it on the inside, ahead goes the Williams. Side by side now with fins. That's more contact. Banging wheels, a loss of traction for both of them. That's going to cost them both a bit of time. And fins up to P4. Cal's going to be the next driver to try and pass Vibs. Vibs with the damage to his car from an incident which I think really just is just his fault. But as I say, that's just my first view off it. I didn't get the perfect angle, I didn't see any of the onboards or anything like that. We'll see what the stewards say afterwards. I trust the stewards to make the right decision on all the incidents today that have happened so far. Hopefully that's the last of them, and we can keep going now for a nice clean race. Tarrier on the medium tires, he is now just a guinea pig for these guys at the front. They'll be watching his lap times. I don't see the risk that Tarrier's taking here. I don't understand it. Because all he's going to do is just help everyone else burn a set of tires and potentially spin out and hit a wall because of the lack of traction that you get from those tires. Because Let's Go having a similar problem on the hards. So we've seen what because Let's Go's doing. I decided to go, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's continue on those tires. Vapid Coot has been caught. 0.7 of a second. Now the gap between him and Lord James, and that's side by side on the exit. Vince is going to make contact on the exit with Danny. But he's going to get up into P3 in this race. Lord James, fastest lap of the race at 136.5. That's going to put the pressure on. Finn's half a second quicker than that, as he might feel a bit under pressure from Danny here. Lord James now on the back of Vapid Coot, well and truly. That's a slide on the exit and the run down the Wellington Straight. If you switch over to Paddock Blue now, we'll be live for the Assetto Corsa GT racing. But honestly, if you're watching this race, there's no reason to tune out of the stream. It's a very, very interesting race at the moment, and it's about to get even more interesting as it looks like Lord James is going to take the lead of this Grand Prix. Again, was leading at the start and wants to gain this position. It's now 4.4 seconds to Finn, so Finn's is really close. And that's contact at the back. These two won the championship as teammates last season in the constructors. Finished 1-2 in the championship. It was a dominant display from Ferrari last season. Ferrari leading the constructors again as they go side by side. That's a spin nearly for Lord James, so he's going to have to go again and try and get this position off Vapid Coot. I feel like this is now going to become a weekly thing where Vapid Coot does a different strategy to everyone else. He does it every week, actually. He does a different strategy to everyone else. And he's now putting himself in a position again where he's going to have to absolutely defend for his life. And that's me in the The game chat. There we are, back again. Now they can't hear me. In game, I know they're gonna be racing so aggressively and so hard right now. He can't get anywhere near alongside through there, but he has got a better exit. They both have very little battery to play with. That Mercedes driver returning to the team where he was at a few seasons ago. I don't know if he spent more than one season there. Or he was teammates with Kirby at Mercedes in season 9. I remember that. I don't remember where he was in season 10 or 11. I believe he was at Mercedes in both seasons. But a successful simple with Ferrari comes to the end, and now teammates become rivals as they cross a line, start lap 13, and side by side to turn 1. That's a bold decision. They're still side by side. This is for the race lead. He's going to try and outbrake Vapid Coot 74, which he does, but Vapid's going to try and hold this. He's going to dive up the inside through turn 4 and in through turn 5. Can he get the run down towards the 6th corner? That was so aggressive on the exit. They both nearly spun out. And Vapid drops now down to P3. So SFR Fins has been let off the chains. And he is going to try and have a go here at Lord James. It's these two every week who seem to be 1 and 2. Pure domination of this lead. They've won each of the last 12 races between them two. Myself being the last driver who wasn't named James or Fins to win the race. And I'm in the commentary box this entire season, so what does that say? They are just untouchable. Into the final chicane through Veal and Club. This lead battle has changed hands. There goes Danny up the inside of Vapid, side by side. Not quite anymore. He's got it done a lot sooner than what Lord James did it. He's not going to lose any time. 1.7 seconds now the gap, but I think he's going to be able to potentially close that one down. He's now having to worry about the tyre temperatures, because that track is getting a lot drier. Angelo making the move on Cal up into P6. We don't know what's been up with Angelo today and why he's not been on the pace. I can only assume he's got damage to his floor because of something that might have happened on lap 1, or potentially just that incident with Fins earlier on in the race, which brought out the safety car, broke Fins' front wing, but doesn't seem to have really affected his race that much. He's now tailgating his championship rival. 15 points separates them two. Lord James ahead at the moment of Fins on track. Fins ahead in the championship. XRT inside is the one who's going to enter the pits now. We're going to switch the detail to tyres, and you can see there Angelo has got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that's just going to add insult to injury at the moment for the Ferrari driver. But his teammate leading the race at the moment, and I think Angelo's last hope's a safety car. That's his last opportunity to potentially get any sort of result out of this one. Because that pit lane is so long around this track. Terrier's going to be back in this one. Potentially, if he can get Neil down and get more pace, he can make a few positions. But he's lost, unfortunately, way too much time when he pit for the medium tires. All those laps ago. But he had no choice but to pit because he was gonna... He had that damage to his wing. Danny comes the next driver to take that risk, enter the pit lane. Fins and James staying out. This is important. Vapid also in the pits. Cal's going to enter. How much time is it going to cost these guys? Being on those inters. This battle between two could very quickly become the battle between four. The Red Bull and Ferrari pit boxes, I think, are right next to each other as well. So I don't see... I don't know what kind of difference that's going to make during this battle in the pits. Because no doubt they're going to pit at the same time. They're going to be in the pits at the end of this lap. Vapid on the softs. That's a big risk. Let's see if it works out for him. As I say, he's one for an alternate strategy. And to win this season, it feels like that's all you can do. Just have that different strategy about you. You know, have that risk factor put into play. Makes these guys think differently as they are right nose to tail through the final turns, and that's a late call to the pits for Fins. He was going to stay out. He saw Lord James pop in, made that choice. Now the two leaders entering the pits, DRS enabled for the first time in this Grand Prix. Lord James gets a perfect pit stop, just like SFR Fins. It's a slight misjudgment, and it could all go wrong. All the pressure being on that Ferrari driver. And where are they going to exit? Ah, that's the spin! James! Absolutely no grip on the exit. He has lost the lead. So, that's a disaster. Fins is going to lead the race. Tim's off the road. That's him into the gravel. His race goes from bad to worse, unfortunately. And P12 might be the best he gets today. It's all settled down. We thought we were going to get that epic lead battle, but a mistake from Lord James has changed that. Huh. Guys, switch over to Paddock Blue if you want. Once Danny and... Sorry, once Fins and James get their tyres properly up to temperature, they'll be unstoppable. There's another yellow flag. This time it is for Kozlezgo, and he's gonna be absolutely thrilled with that one. It was a bizarre strategy call. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, it went disastrously wrong. P10 finished most likely today for Glasgow, unless he just gives up and retires, which is what I think he's about to do. Because he's certainly not going for fastest lap. Nah, he's just going for the end of the race. I think he is simply just trying to keep it on the road more than anything towards the end of this. Because he's probably seen now, oh, these tires aren't very good. They're not holding up at the moment, and I have no choice but just to come and change them and see if I can get these last two positions to get back up to P10. But Finns is right there. He's going to lap him, no doubt. Fapid Q74 trying to catch Danny M7 as a mistake through turn 3. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths of a second, but this is when he needs to knuckle down and get the full advantage of those soft compound tires whilst they're still fresh. Next week, we go to Monza. Now, Monza. I don't think there's much we need to elaborate on with that circuit. It was absolute carnage last season. I wasn't there, but I believe that's what the case was with that track. It was absolute chaos towards the end, and Mr. LCK Terrier won that race. And he'll be wanting to do that again. Today's race, another disastrous one for the McLaren. He has the speed, he has the potential, he has everything there he needs, but he just can't get the results. And then the week after Monza, it's our first ever mystery race. So the track will be decided 2 minutes before we go into the session. Drivers will have no idea. They won't be able to practice, fine-tune their setups. It will be a very unpredictable event. There's been a bit of discussion this week about drivers in this league and other leagues mainly as well. Actually, it's mostly other leagues. We don't have that much of a problem with it. In this league, it's a problem with the game. Drivers purchasing car setups, and some believe that others are paying money to get an advantage on track with the setup. I mean, I've never paid for a setup. I never will pay for a setup, because there's no reason to. So the discussion about that is that we might decide to put drivers on fixed presets for future seasons of the game, to avoid a situation where a guy's going, "Oh, he only beat me because he paid for his setup." But at the same time, there'll be other people here like Vapid who are driving within Xbox controller. And then people like, I believe Lord James drives with a steering wheel and pedals. Five to go here in Silverstone. Finns, that's another fastest lap of the race. 4.4 seconds is the lead. He has 4.5. James just needs to settle down, relax, and get to the end of this race. There's not much hope that he's going to get this win. Unless something unthinkable happens in the last lap here. Vapid has dropped off a bit behind Danny M7, so P3 looking solid again for the Williams, and more progress in the championship for him. Tarrier now in the back of Vibs. Tim overtaking Golden Sniper. Angelo needs to build that gap to Cal. Like quite a bit now. He's got 8 seconds at the moment. I need to get that up to at least 10. Let's just look at penalties. 13 seconds. No, we need to get up to another 5 seconds. Or else that's going to cost him 6th position. Lord James just at the fastest lap of the race. Has closed in 0.6 of a second. He needs to start gaining a lot more than that if he wants to have a chance at winning this race. Tarrier and Vibs are side by side for 8th position, but Vibs has a penalty anyway. Don't think that's going to affect the outcome if he gets ahead of Tarrier. Vibs has been a very aggressive driver on the defence today, as we've seen on multiple occasions. He's not going to change that, and he might get a penalty for an incident that happened with him and LTK Tarrier in those laps that they had on that safety car restart. Durs enabled for the McLaren. Hits that bump which loses the drivers a lot of speed, because let's just have a nice big bump added to the game on this nice DRS straight. Definitely don't see how anything can happen with that one. And he's got ahead. That's a spin. That's a spin for Vibs. Vibs is off the road and down into P9, but he's got over 30 seconds to Tim, so I think that's his finishing position for this race. Golden Sniper. Letting through the Red Bull. Because Glasgow 9.2 seconds he needs to close in to Golden Sniper. Will it be a third? Well, no, he only needs to close in 3 seconds. Will it be another P12 finish for the Cyber? I don't think he wants that to happen, but I have a feeling it will. 3.5 seconds now the lead that Finns has. That's another 3-second penalty for Golden Sniper. It's a done contest. He's going to finish P12. Unless Glasgow makes another mistake. That's another spin, and we'll see. Tim gets a penalty, a 3-second penalty there. Golden Sniper's going to enter the pits to change his tyres or just to retire from the race. He'll be classified P12 even if he does retire. And now, because Let's Go's focus shifts on to Tim. I don't think he's going to close in. Tim has pace, but his race hasn't went as well as he would have wanted it to today. Inside is looking likely to get 5th place today. Almost guaranteed, sorry, to get 5th place today. But that's a penalty for Lord James. Well done, Vince. You won again. Congratulations. Danny, P3, 2.8 seconds of Paddock. And he is, I think he's building that gap up a wee bit, but just needs to keep it clean the last couple of laps. Avoid getting a 3-second time penalty. Oh dear, you don't want that. But he's got that gap up to 3 seconds anyway, so it won't concern him too much. Whether he gets that penalty or not, just needs to keep it clean. But I don't think he's likely to get a penalty on the last lap anyways, because Danny knows how to drive. He's experienced, he's got strong pace, and obviously he's warming into this. It's his comeback to league racing. That's a yellow flag at Sector 3. I don't know what that was for. Didn't look like anyone had made a mistake. Danny's going to head past because Let's Go and up into P3 like he was before, because Let's Go's a lap down, so I am. That's a mistake. Lord James has to settle for 2nd again. And Finns is going to set the fastest lap again, so 6 points James is going to lose in that championship battle. As Finns goes through the final 2 corners, he's going to cruise to the line and win the British Grand Prix. Danny gets another podium. It's a good result for him. Vapid Coot 74 P4 today. Just misses out on that top 3. XRT inside. It's going to finish 5th, but Vibs again, same place as last time, making a mistake. He's going to be P9. Angelo. Let's see. It's going to be super close to the line here. Cal, by half a second, is going to get Angelo. P6 for Cal. Some points on the board for V-Carb, and Vibs is going to be last across the line here in P9. Hopefully Monza will be a bit more entertaining. That's your full results there. The top 2 pull further away in the championship. And we'll see us next week in Monza. It's a big, big race for the championship. And it's probably the best opportunity for these guys outside that top two to get a win. Tarrier will want to improve. He had a poor race today. Angelo wasn't on the pace. I don't know what happened to him. Because let's go. Making a strategy error, P11. But we'll see, as I say. And switch over to Paddock Blue. Switch over to Paddock Blue. They're live at the moment. Give them guys a bit of support. And we'll see you next week.